Just a few days ago, I uploaded the video of initial impression and unboxing of the Fiio FT13. But a couple of friends of mine were asking about a bit more details because I was not very thorough with my explanation of the sound quality of the FT13, and I would like to apologize for that. I kind of focused more on its sound attributes against the FT1, but I didn't focus enough on the sound quality of the FT13. In any case, let me address a few of those questions on the FT13 that I got from a few of my friends, to be precise. Now, the first thing is that yes, it kind of has a lacquer finish on the cups, and this one is not exactly as nude as the FT1. FT1 kind of had a exposed wooden back, but I believe they have used a layer of lacquer on the back plate of the FT13, and unlike the FT1, which was slightly ovalish, okay, this one is totally round. It does not have any shape to it, okay, and the pads too are, as I already mentioned, are slightly more comfortable than the FT1, and they have used less amount of metal on this one. They have the exactly uh, same band, but the hinge and that kind of stuff are different. Okay, now if I have to talk about the cable, I kind of changed the cable and I tried a different cable with this one, but the difference was not big. So I have to say, even though if you are thinking that yeah, this kind of looks premium and maybe is a very good cable, I kind of feel that nearly every other Fiio headphone comes with a very similar kind of cable. I switched it to the FT3 cable, to be precise, and I kind of felt that yes, these cables are very similar. Even though this one is a 8 core, that one is not exactly exposed, that has a cloth covering on it. It kind of is very similar when it comes to the sound attributes, to be precise. And if we look at the internal design, they are saying there is some biocellulose diaphragm in there, and you guys can see the pattern here. It looks interesting, very good. Someone pointed out that yeah, the internal of the ear cup are very intriguing. So yes, it's kind of interesting in my opinion too. It looks nice, it looks very interesting. That red color is really intriguing too, and the drivers are indeed angled. Okay, so it has a bit more space between the ear and the driver, so it is very comfortable. No issues with the pressure points or anything like that. So let's move on to the sound quality. Okay, now I have already mentioned that this one is not a bassy headphone. Unlike the FT1, this one is not a very warm headphone either. So what it is slightly V-shaped. Okay, let me be very clear, V, or you can say W shaped, and it has very good sub bass extension. Very good sub bass extension, better than the FT1. I I somehow am is unable to control my comparison of FT13 against the FT1, because that is the reference point for this one. I will definitely make a comparison video with the FT3. In any case, let's move on. This one is very good sub bass extension. We are getting very good rumbles too. The mid bass is a bit more tighter, a bit more compact, but the decay is not exactly slow. Okay, the decay is fairly tight, fairly clean, and can be slow when needed. When there is a good amount of thump or good amount of push from the track, it kind of replicates or a response in kind. So this one is not exactly lacking with dynamics or contrast between back and foreground instruments or anything like that. It has good, very good layer delivery too, and it does not feel dry or restricted. Okay, FT1 kind of felt like it is being slightly monotonous, which is not the case with the FT13. So it has very good bass attributes, to be precise, more improved bass clarity, bass definition, bass resolution than the FT1. If we move on to mid range, that is why I kind of felt that In my initial impression, I was kind of talking about the mid-range back and foreground separation, and that has improved. The imaging has opened up. I have burned it in for at least around 25-30 hours. I'll give it another 70-80, maybe 100 hours, depending upon my my pleasure. Okay, in any case, at this point of time the stage has opened up, and I have to say that the z-axis depth has been fantastic. To be precise, I was comparing it with the Meze 105 Air, and I have to admit that the FT1, even though is a closed back headphone, offers very similar kind of airy presentation as the 105 Air. And vocals which were slightly lacking with the note height, a bit more body to them, have opened up too. They are offering very good amount of throatiness. Okay, I like the way it is offering the poise, the kind of manly, meaty, throaty kind of feeling with male vocals, while the female vocals are slightly taller. They have gained a bit of height and have the right amount of energy, the right amount of sharpness to them. So it kind of feels a bit more consolidated than the FT1, definitely. Okay, especially with the vocals, the kind of accuracy this one is offering is very good for a closed back headphone, to be precise. If we talk about the tonality and timbre, I already mentioned that this is not exactly warm. Okay, let me be very clear. This is not warm. This is very neutral and can feel slightly less organic than the FT1. If you already own a FT1 and you want a more organic sounding headphone, you might have to look for some other option, because this one is not trying to be organic or very I'll say analogish. Okay, it's not trying to do that. It is neutral. It is offering better precision, better clarity, better resolution, better finishing definition, better resolution definition. Okay, I'm repeating myself. In any case, leave that, forget about that. Okay, so this one is definitely good with the resolution and definition. Tonality and timbre are very neutral. It is reasonably cohesive. Cohesion is not coming from its tonality or timbre. It is coming from the way it is presenting the stage in the mid range. Okay, let me be very clear about that. The presentation, the kind of placements, the kind of layering, the kind of separation it is offering, and the decay, the slowerish decay of instruments is what making this headphone more intriguing than the FT1. FT1 was thick. It had thick notes. This one doesn't have thick notes, but the decay is gradual and it is very well layered. So a foreground note comes up while the background note is fading, so that kind of gives it a very intriguing, very interesting kind of imaging. So the cohesion part of this headphone is very good because of that. If we talk about the upper mids are very well done. There are no sharpness to be worried about. If you are looking for a slightly relaxed upper mids, maybe this might not be it, but it is not aggressive or anything like that. Let me be very clear, it is not aggressive at all. So you can definitely opt for the FT13 without any issues, but if you are slightly uncomfortable, maybe you can EQ it slightly, maybe if you need, then it can be done. In any case, it's fairly comfortable in the upper mids too. If we start talking about the treble range, that is where this headphone gets interesting. Okay, unlike the FT1, which was kind of lacking with the treble energy and treble extension, this is very open, very open with the treble range. To be precise, it is agile, it is sparkly, it is lively, and has very good energy. Taller notes. Okay, taller notes, plenty of air between instruments. They are precise, they are accurate, they have extra bit of transparency to them, and the rendering, the whole treble range's rendering is very well done, to be precise. Because of its bigger stage, it is kind of being able to place instruments and stuff far away from the head, and the accuracy of the Instrument placement is very good. No issues with that at all. The stage, as I have been already mentioning, has opened up and it is fairly big now. Not the biggest, under $500, because there are headphones like Sivga SB023 and Sivga P2 Pro. They have slightly bigger stage, but this definitely at $300 offers a very big stage, and the height has improved, the z-axis depth has improved. This 60 dynamic driver needs a bit more burn-in to open up properly. In any case, this is a very well tuned headphone and I'm really liking the way it is opening up. I'm going to give it a few more hours, and not few, kind of 80 to 100 hours, and we will see how this one ends up being. I'll compare it with the FT3. Let me be very clear. FT3 is the pricing successor to the FT13, while this is the sole successor of the FT1. I will compare it with the FT1 Pro too. So let's see how that goes. So this is my a bit more detailed sound impression of the FT13, as I was asked by a couple of my friends to go in depth. So this is it. This is my initial sound impression of the Fiio FT13. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.